Mr. Speaker. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of the House. This bill is to correct a problem that is developed in light of the Summit Pipeline docket in front of the IUB, but it will encompass more than just the Summit Pipeline. Here's the problem. It'll take a little review of some litigation, so pardon me if this gets a little bit into the weeds. Summit Pipeline wants to build carbon dioxide capture pipelines throughout the state of Iowa. They duly filed in 2021 a map and other materials in front of the Iowa Utilities Board, which started doing its job. That process still continues. This is an unusual situation in Iowa history because before there was pretty good clarity on whether or not eminent domain was suitable for matters coming before the IUB. Most of these matters had been decided 1910, 1930, somewhere in there. Here, however, there's a dispute, a real dispute, on the constitutionality of the proposed taking. The result has been, because this process is stretched out so long, in effect a procedural taking due to our concern about due process in front of the IUB, a procedural taking of all of the land along the Summit route. So what do I mean by that? That means that along the route, the landowners don't know whether or not their land will be lawfully taken or attempted to be taken, and they still have a constitutional claim about it. This could go on for some time. Recently, there have been 14 new dockets opened by Summit related to the pipeline. Whether or not those are consolidated or how they're treated, we don't know. But it seems clear that this litigation in front of the IUB will continue for some time. When the litigation is concluded in front of the IUB, at that point, one assumes that if the IUB rules in favor of Summit, there will be litigation started in either state or federal court challenging the constitutionality of the proposed taking. That litigation, it's hard to judge the length of litigation, but one can safely assume it'll be at least 3 years long. That means for that entire period, you have the Century Farms, landowners, people who didn't especially want to have this pipeline going over their land and have some questions about it, not being able to get an answer on their constitutional law question, and not being able to sell their land at full value or make a decision on tiling or make a decision on estate planning for all that period of time. This bill corrects that. Instead of having everything in suspense, waiting for the IUB to finish doing its job, this bill permits any affected party, including Summit, or any pipeline proponent, to file for a declaratory action to get a ruling on the constitutionality of the question at hand. That's not possible now. This bill would permit it.